You know what I was just thinking? If somebody wanted to cause mass destruction on America, all they would have to do is take away our power, our internet, and our gas. Only three things. Because you know what? We dependent on these three things. And guess what? All three of these things come from gas and oil. How come we're so technology advanced? How come we have not yet started making our own gas? How come we still get our gas from overseas? How come we still get our oil from overseas? Since we're so technology advanced, how come we have not yet created a car or a line of cars? Why don't we just stop making gas cars and just start making electric cars? What's the point of keep making something out of old technology? Do you ever think about these things, people? Well, I do. I have. And it don't make sense. It don't make sense. The situation don't make sense, but business-wise, it makes sense to the people that's doing it. Now, I'm going to talk about this in another video, and I'm going to get deeper into this subject. But we need to start thinking about the things that we are reliant on, and we need to learn how to be self-sufficient as people. I'm not trying to scare nobody or tell nobody that the world is going to come to an end and this is the end of times. Nah, this ain't no end of no times. But it's time to wake up, though. It's time for us to learn how to start being dependent. Learn how to use our hands. I did another video about your hands. Your hands is valuable. Every man and woman needs to learn how to use their hands. Your hands. You need to learn how to plant a tree, plant a flower, plant some vegetables, take care of a garden, go hunting, chop down a tree, get some wood, set it on fire, cook it outside, start a fire with no matches. We need to start using our hands. We need to start to know, we need to learn how to utilize the land that we live on without the luxuries that we've been given, because we've been given so many luxuries to the point where the average man is not able to operate without a car or without a mechanic or without a handyman or without somebody helping them or doing a service for them. It's time for us to learn how to empower ourselves, because if somebody comes and take away all of the luxuries that we have and all of the luxuries that we depend on, then we all are going to die. Well, the strong will survive, but the weak will die. And the majority of us are weak. The majority of us don't know how to survive without the luxuries. The majority of us are not survivors. Some people can't even go outside in the sun for 5 minutes without passing out. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. We so used to being in the air condition, sucking up AC all the time, till we're not able to even function in the natural elements. We're supposed to be able to function in natural elements, but we not. See, I'm riding in the car right now with the windows up and the AC on. This is not natural. But if you take that away, I'll be hot. I probably wouldn't even have this shirt on. I'll probably have my shirt off because it's so hot outside. But what would you do? Do you ever think about this? What if we didn't have all of the luxuries? What if there were no stores to go shopping at? What if money no longer had value? It was nothing else for us to buy. What would we do then? What would our life be worth? What would we value our time doing? What would we do with our time? Do you ever think about this? What if all of the banks were no longer worth anything because money was not worth anything anymore, and everybody can just live where they want to live, and build their own houses if they wanted to. And what if nobody owned anything? What if the government and the government did not own the land that our houses are on, and we can actually own wherever we want to own? We could actually live where we want to live without going through all this craziness. What if? Do you ever think about that? If that was to happen, then you would have to, or we would have to learn how to be sufficient. We would have to learn how to protect our families, because it's going to be to a point where it can be to a point where we have to police ourselves, because we'll have things, we'll have land, we'll have crops, we'll have flat plants or whatever, and people are going to try to take that away. So we're going to have to protect our land. We're going to have to protect our valuables. What if it came to that point? Are you ready to protect yourself? Are you able to survive off of the earth? Are you able to grow your own food? Are you able to go hunting? Do you know what trees you can eat off of? I don't. But do you? We probably don't. We probably in this together. But we got to learn these things, man. We got to share these things. We need to use this social media platform to educate and inform each other. It ain't about foolishness, going on here doing some dumb stuff. It don't make sense. We need to talk about real life situations. We need to talk about scenarios. We need to get each other to start thinking deeper than what we think. What if you didn't have a social media to post your pictures on? What if you couldn't take another selfie anymore? What if you can't go and look at your friends on social media, your friends and family? What if you didn't have these luxuries? How would you live? What would you do? Will you be bored? I ain't got nothing to do. I'm so bored. That's why you got to learn how to operate without these things. That's why you got to put your phone down sometime. That's why you got to put you cut the notifications off. That's why you got to cut your phone off sometimes and just focus on the moment. Live life. Live inside this world that we live in, and stop living in fantasy. Stop living in the cloud. We were not created to live completely in the cloud. We're too completely and deep in the clouds to the point where we can't understand and can't acknowledge and can't see anything that's going on in the real world. The cloud is controlling our minds. The cloud is controlling our thought process. We're not able to even use our minds and use our hands because we're so stuck in the clouds. It's time to get out of the cloud, man. Pay attention. It's time to wake up. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just trying to get you to understand that it's time to start thinking. It's time to start having real conversations. It's time to wake up, because we sleeping in the clouds like some Care Bears. Huh? Like some Care Bears. You heard that? But that's all I had to say. Dang, that's 8 minutes?